Welcome to the sales dataset. We are going to make prediction using Excel. We have dataset on sales. We have the sales column, the advertisement column, quantity of the product column, and price per unit of product. We are going to use these observations to predict the net sales for a particular product. What if you know that 200 cedis has been spent on advertisement? Quantity of a product bought is 170, and then the price of the product is 50 cedis. Would you be able to predict the sales? Yes, you can. We are going to use the data analysis toolpack to be able to make that prediction. Okay, so let's get to see what we will do in this session. You go to data, look for the analysis group. We have data analysis. This is the toolpack that we are going to use to make the prediction. So we are going to click on it and it's going to give us a pop-up and then we'll select things from there, then make a prediction. You click on the data analysis toolpack. You are going to get this pop-up. Look for regression. Scroll down. Look for regression. Select regression and click on OK. It will be asking of us to input our Y range and then our X value. We are going to input our Y range, which is the value that we are going to make prediction for. That is our Y value. So from the data set, we are making prediction for sales based on advertisement, quantity of the product bought, and then the price per unit of the product. So our Y range will be sales, and then our X range will be the other independent variables that are helping us to make predictions for our dependent variable Y, which is the sales. So I'm going to select the Y range, select the X range. We are working with three independent variable. In making prediction, you are predicting for a value which is dependent on independent variable. And then the dependent variable is sales. That is the value we are making prediction for. The independent variables are advertisement, quantity, and price per unit, meaning we are doing a multiple linear regression. We are making use of that to do the prediction because the independent variable is more than one. So I'm going to select the range for all the independent variable and I'm going to have check if labels have been ticked because I selected the labels, which is the names of the column, add quantity and then price per unit. I selected that also. Then I'm going to go ahead, click on OK. When we scroll to the right of our table, we'll get to see that there is a table in there that has been created for us. So the summary output table, this table is going to help us to make our analysis. We can see that our statistical summary or description of the data set has been provided for us, which is the multiple R square. We have the R square determining the relationship, the adjusted R square, we have the standard error, and then the total number of observations. We have the various errors for the regressions and then the residuals and in total also in here. For this prediction that we are going to do, we are going to look for the equation. And in order for us to get the equation, we have to look for the coefficient of the independent variable that we are working with. So look for the intercept and then the coefficient. From the bottom of the table, you will get to see that we have the intercept and the coefficient here. So we have intercept, we have add, we have quantity, and then we have price. And then we have the various figures that are representing the intercept also here. So these are the figures that we are going to use to make our prediction. Okay, let's go back to our table. Let's see how we can make the prediction. Okay, so we are going to write our equation. In our equation, we start with the dependent variable, which is the value we are going to predict. So sales is the value we are going to predict and represent it by y equals to, we are going to outline the other things we need in order for us to create the equation. And since we are working with a multiple regression, we means that we are going to include all the other independent variables that we have there. So the first thing we have in the equation is our intercept. And then we have to go ahead and then add the coefficient of the various independent variable that we are working with. So our first independent variable that we are working with is add. Our second independent variable that we are working with is quantity. And then our third independent variable we are working with is price per unit. So we are going to multiply the coefficients of each of them by the various amounts and prices and quantity that we know for them. So for ad, we know that 200 cedis has been spent on ad, right? So we are going to represent ad by X. So our coefficient multiplied by X will be for ad. So we have our coefficient for ad. We can get that from the table that we are working with. Okay, so let's say A, we are using A to represent add X. We are going to multiply that by the second independent variable. So kill S2, we are going to use that to represent. And then the third one is price. So let's say P X3. So we have AX, kill X2 plus PS3 plus the intercept. Let's go ahead and then fill in the details for each of them. So we have Y, P equals to our intercept. What is the value for our intercept? Our intercept is minus 93. We are going to take the two decimal points. So minus 93, we are picking that from the table, 0.063. You have plus AX, so coefficient of advertisement, which is A, and then the value that we know for the advertisement, which is X. We know that the coefficient is minus 0.01 from our summary output. So we are going to go ahead and add that. So minus 0.01 to times X, which is the total amount of ad that was done in that for that particular product. So we know it's 200. We are going to multiply it by 200 and then go on and then find the coefficient for kill. From our summary output, we can see the coefficient for kill is 13.807. That is quantity. So 13.807. We are going to take that and multiply it by x2, right? Which is 170 of that product was bought. So into bracket 170, we are going to add that. Plus, we are taking our third independent variable, which is the price. The coefficient for the price is 6.489. We are multiplying it by x3, that is 50 cedis being the price of the product. So we multiply it by 50 cedis. This is the value that we are going to get, and this is how our equation is going to look like. So let's go on and then do the various multiplication for it. So we know y is equals to, we have a negative 93.063. And then we are going to multiply negative 0.012 by 200. We are going to get negative 2.4. When we multiply negative 0.012 by 200, we get negative 2.4. Then we'll go ahead and then we add the other ones. So plus we are going to add 13.807. We are going to multiply that by 170. And that is going to give us 2,347.19. We are going to add the last one, which is plus 6.489 multiplied by 50. So that is going to give us 324.15. So we are going to add the total, right? You bring in your board mass here. So y should be equals to minus 93.063 minus 2.4 plus 2,347.19 plus 324.14. That is going to give us 2,575.867. This is the price that we are going to This is the total that we are going to get. So y is equals to 2,575.867 Ghana cedi. What this means is that anytime you go ahead and then you spend 200 cedis on advertisement for a product, and then the quantity bought for that product is 170, and then the price of the product is 50 cedis, you are going to get a total sales of 2,575.867 Ghana cedi. That is the total amount that you are going to get from sales. So we can see from our video that we've been able to make prediction based on the fact that we know our advertisement amounts, we know our quantity of the product bought, and then the price of that particular product. So it's easy for me to make prediction for the next income or revenue that I need to get on that particular product if I know the factors that I need to put in place to be able to get that particular score. Are you prepared to elevate your prediction with Microsoft Excel? Tap the link beneath to secure your spot. And I am eagerly looking forward to greeting you into Azupi Africa Data Analytics program. Seize this chance to amplify your skills. Don't let it slip away.